Welcome back to my life with plants. I'm Newman. Today we're going to have a look at Opuntia humifusa in full bloom. This particular Opuntia is native to the northern states of the US, even right up as close as Canada, where temperatures can get below minus 20 degrees with frost and snow. And also here in Japan I grow it. The temperatures can exceed 35 degrees easily, and humidity and everything like that. It's growing in this pot here that's going to be repotted into this bigger pot hanging on the wall. If you do want an Opuntia, try to organize a space for it so that you're not bumping into it, because they have nasty glochids. So you can't see them on the camera here, but every one of these little bumps here is full of spines ready to stick in your skin. Other than that, I grow it for its beautiful, beautiful flowers. I love the color yellow, and these are the perfect kind of yellow as far as I'm concerned. And of course my lovely Verocactus Venus. We got one here too. And this one has many more buds coming on the way. I have one growing in the garden, the full weather. We'll check that out in a minute. So it has these lovely delicate petals. You can see how they're almost transparent in some places, like tissue. It's got a lot of stamens filled with anthers of pollen, and you got the pistil right here, right in the middle. And I think we've already had some visitors, because I can see some pollen has dropped off onto the petals there. These flowers generally will last 1 to 2 days, and after that they go over. What else can I say? This is quite brittle in respects to, if you bump into it, these stems will fall off very easily. This is a prostrate cactus. Doesn't tend to want to grow up into a tree, but it likes to rather sprawl along the ground. So it's quite common that you find it in grassy areas, a lot of boulders or gravel where it's fast draining. Likes to climb over those boulders. And when I do have to repot it, I will lose some stems naturally, because they will just fall off. I can just propagate those. But even from an old wrinkled woody stem, it can sprout more new pads, so don't worry about it. You could call this more of a weed than anything. I first attained this plant, and it's its original pad down the bottom. I picked that up, and that was on the street. It had fallen off a plant that was growing on council land, which is gardens that are along by the road. It had fallen into the drain. And on that particular day, I remember an old lady doing some gardening there, and I asked her, is it all right if I pick this up and grow it? And she said, oh yeah, go ahead. She actually reached in, wanted to get more of it. And I said, no, that one's enough. And that was about 4 years ago now. This will grow much, much faster if I give it a lot more water. The more water you give it, the faster it grows. So it has grown and dropped off a lot of pads, and I've grown them on. And it's quite a compact plant in that respect. You just got to keep it in a place where you just don't bang into it. And we had 2 straight days of rain, and a lot of these cacti down here were subject to the rain, so they got it. This one in particular, it's an Echinopsis hybrid, and I only repotted this, I think, a month and a half ago. And a month and a half ago, this plant fit in this pot, and it had space to grow. Now look at it. a month and a half and I have to repot it again. You want to know why that is? Check out my other videos to get information on that. And if you're curious to know what it is, leave me a comment. I'll try to get back to you. I've explained it many times. All right. These ones are just out of the rain, just a little, but they still get it. They still get some of that rain for those 2 days, and they could actually do with even more water. They're not getting enough. This one down here got plenty of rain, and it is already taking off. It's almost doubled in size within a few weeks. And this one is spewing out of the pot. And this Trichoceros is getting enormous. It's been repotted, and I think it's put on about 2 inches in height and about 1 inch in the width. These pups are twice the size of what they were a month and a half ago. Okay, we're gonna go down to the garden. Come along with me so we can compare. All right, let's just go through the house. There we go. You get a little bird's eye view of the home. Out to the garden. All right, let's just have a look at the Pentia humifusa that's been out here all winter, right into spring, all the way into the summer here. Here it is. This one didn't get flower buds on it, but it went straight into its growth. So that's the one in the garden. When it rains, it gets rain. All of it. It's in a pot just sitting in the garden. Next to it is the Pentia rufida seedlings that I grew. So that is full on water. No problem. These are the echinopsis that are in the garden that get full water. We just finished 2 days and 2 nights of non-stop rain. Throwing off all these pups. These ones here. This one's called Morning Glory, I think, and this one has a pink flower. It's off one of my bigger plants, and this is Eriacei that has already flowered 2 big flowers. It's out in the full rain. They love it. Another one that loves it is parodias. When it rains, there's really no eaves at all. They get wet. You can see the new growth there. You can see how it's very yellow, and it's got an offset, this one. This one is in flower. It's a parodia. What is its name again? You may recognize it. These even took a lot of cold during the winter, but we're drier here, so we can afford to keep them outside. We have a dry winter. However, we did have like 3 on and off rainy days in amongst 50 or 55 days of dry weather. However, in this humid rainy season, they get rainy. They get rain on them. They can get rain up on them for days on end. No problem. It loves it. They love it. Parodia Leninghalsii loves it. And over here, another one that loves it is your this tricho. It's looking a little thin there because it wants even more water. It's not enough. So I put it out here. Chamaceris love the water. Let's have a look at the Chamaceras that are just out in the weather. Here they are here. This one's putting on a bud now, and they are out in the weather all the time in Japan. In the wet summer weather. They love the rain. They like plenty of water, no problem. You can see there the leftover remains of scale. I rely on predatory mites, antlion larvae, and another predatory beetle. It's quite small and round. I can't remember its name. It's like an assassin bug kind of a beetle. They will eat scale and mealybugs. So there you have it, okay? So I just wanted to show those for Lynn, because Lynn is in distress because she's never had her cacti out in full weather before. So I just want to show her that she's got nothing to worry about. Here's another one here, and it's Ceres jamakaru. Now these things, I don't let them dry out, Lynn. I don't let them dry out at all. As soon as they're just starting to get barely dry on top, I'll just water them a lot. It's pouring out the bottom. They can't get enough water. When it rains, the rain comes in and gets on this one a lot. And what does it do? It just throws out buds and grows more. Makes it go into a big growth spurt. They don't mind one bit. When I lived in New Zealand, they had these Ceres jamacarus in the ground, and we had wet winters there. Wet winters. You're getting rained on all the time, sometimes a week on end of rain. They were big monstrous things, big healthy monstrous things. And our summers were, we could have wet summers and we could have vice versa, and it still did fine. This one's got buds on it. There you are. What else gets a lot of rain? Of course, the succulents. One is the Echeveria agavioides. Is that right? And this one is a kind of sedum, graptosedum. Sorry, graptosedum. Here's another Trichoceras huasha. It's been given plenty of water. Hasn't gone into bud yet because it's on the west side of the house, and it will start budding and flowering later on in the year because of its location. It's not on the south side where the sun comes up. That's why. It's a lovely succulent here. It's kind of a crassula, but I'm not sure. And it doesn't look anything like this one, but it's because it's growing in potting mix. Got another one there that has little lovely flowers. So there you are, Lynn. No worries. And mammillarias too. Hey, you got mammillarias? And they're getting plenty of rain for 2 days on end. No problem. Just if you're in any doubt and worry, just check the weather forecast of that state from where your cacti come from. You'll be surprised when you look at the weather there, right? It's not always dry where they come from. In actual fact, there are very few true desert cacti. Oh, look, Gymnocalycium saglionis is just starting to open. Aren't we lucky? Great timing. Look at that. This is the one that had no root system for a year, 1 year and one whole winter, and threw it up the side of the property there on the grass, and it got snow all over it. It got buried in snow. It was just a ball with spines. It didn't even have a taproot. And then I just thought, I'll give it another try, and I sat it back down into this pot, and it grew a new root system. I have no idea why. It just felt like I wanted to do it. It's a nice plant again. So the worst thing that can happen to a Gymnocalycium saglionis is it loses its root system and just grow a new one. But these flowers are starting to open. Lovely. Very happy to see that. And these can attain quite large, get quite large in size too. And that one is just out of the rain. I don't think Gymnocalycium appreciate too much water, so that's one that you wouldn't want to keep out in your garden for too long. 2 days of rain would be fine, and I'd bring it back into the shelter. Yes, and just to finish off, I just want you to see how tropical Japan is in the summer. Look at the ferns. Look. Can you see that? Look, there's liverworts and just lush ferns. That's how humid it is out here. Smelled something stinky. Okay. How awful. We're going to deal with that later. Sorry. My nose is working pretty good today. All right. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your plants, Lynn. And hopefully you can get that concrete slab that needs to be put into place or done on time, like soon as possible. And you can get that new greenhouse up and running. And until next time, this has been My Life with Plants. I'm Newman. Please leave a comment and all of that, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.